Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever with the North Atlantic map. In the last episode we spent $200 million on some new trains and a bit of track to throw them down. And you know, given that I am the maestro when it comes to timing, here comes one now. Yes, so the Alco gets a kind of a new generation look. I'm not sure about that colour, but you know, there we go. Kind of a lavender, I suppose, maybe sort of colour. Well, I don't know. Well, whatever it is, that's the colour we've gone for there. And I changed up the other one. I decided to go for this kind of very pale green. But that's running now, and we're making a bit of cash. If we have a quick look at the old finances, I've run it forward by a couple of months, and yeah, we spent 250 million. 280 million on new vehicles. Brilliant. Along with another couple of million on track building. Well, it's not ideal, but we will end up a little bit in profit this year because the routes themselves are still building back up again, as you can see. Not quite got the epic numbers of passengers waiting that we need, but this, you know, this will build up quite quickly because we'll get additional demand coming up as a result of the additional supply being offered. At least that's the hope. I'm just noticed that, you know, we need a bridge here, so I've got a really long bridge. Thanks, autosave. You're the real hero. And here we go. Yeah. See, just because I'm passing. Anyway, today, what are we going to do today? Right, so I've got to do internal transit for Kansas City in order to get that, well, even remotely close to profitable for these routes. Yeah, internal transit, set up a couple more roads, make sure people can get around, that kind of behaviour. And then we're going to build a nice little commuter shuttle-y effort out to Miami, taking in this this rather experimental station that we have in between Atlanta and Charlotte. So you want to stick around because you can see how that pans out. So here we are on the corner section of Kansas City. Not a lot of population here, if I'm honest, and we're not really delivering anything useful here right now. I mean, you know, chucking a few passengers out, that's helpful, I suppose. Let's have a quick look at its numbers. Well, we've got a population of 140. So good. But we're going to need to, we're going to need to expand on that. So you know, let's not hang around. Let's get this going. There we go. Let's because I'm a fan of, that is extra large, isn't it? That's very extra large. Yeah, I mean something a little more curvy would be quite nice. Yeah, okay. Let's parallel the track pretty closely. That could be kind of pleasant, I suppose. But you know, as is our way, we're going to be running this with. I don't like that. I don't like it. No, we're going to run trams all the way around here. We don't need that. I do want tramway, but I want to turn that into internal roads, if you would be so kind. Bus lane, sure. Tram track, electric, yeah, all of that. Upgrade. My apologies. The brain's misfiring a little at this early stage, but I'll get up to ramming speed quite quickly. Too much slope. Okay then. Right. Because obviously the goal is going to be to get stuff around quite quickly, and that means having streets that can cope with a reasonable amount of traffic. And actually experimenting with bus lanes, well, it's hardly an experiment, we already know what they do, but the addition of bus lanes will make a bit of a difference to getting stuff around. Right, if we pull that down there, and then over onto here, onto this nice big fat number that we've got running. Yeah, give me tram tracks and bus lanes. There we go. There should be no excuse for any kind of traffic mayhem going on here. Right, let's go back to just laying in some some large with bus and tram, because that'll save me having to do it later. There we are. Stick that around there. Too much slope. Is there, though? I guess it thinks there is. Alright, what if we try and upgrade that? Too much slope and a building will be removed. Well, that's not helpful. You know what? The buildings are just going to have to get over it. What are you doing at the moment? Nothing of any value. Okay, get rid of that as well. Yeah, so I am taking a decidedly cavalier attitude towards existing structures in the cities that I'm working on now, because it's all about getting some progress happening. There we are. What have we got here? Terrain alignment collision, too much slope, buildings will be removed. It's a nightmare. Okay, well let's drop the size of the street a little. Yeah, see, your cavalier attitude has not served you well here, chum. You had a nice bent bridge there, and now you don't. There we are, that's better. Right, well, will it take a larger street? No, it will not take a larger street. Alright, well, we can afford to lose a building. That's not the end of the world. Now, keep running around here like that, and then we'll run it down onto there. That's an ugly angle. We'll run it out like this. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, you know, as ever, I want to lay this out so that the AI gets an idea of where to put stuff, and it's, you know, it's getting to work already, and that's a positive step, positive move. Your friend of mine, the likable and charming AI, and we'll stick a little triangular chunk there for it to build out as well. Right. Now, what else have we got going on here? So if I run you out there, this is purely just taking roads to their kind of suggested paths that they look like they're working on. That looks a bit better. There we go. Right, good. Yep, that'll do it. Now we just need to do a decidedly elegant tram track to get this working. But we want to get upgrading first. Yeah, all of this lot. And actually, yeah, okay. So Kansas City is going to be the first city I have that is 100% bus laned. What that will do for the interior traffic, I do not know. But you know, I am eager to find out. Good. Right, now tram it. And we might as well 100% tram it while we're at it. Although you can see from here actually that that all of this electrified tram track is, you know, is chucking shadows out. So I wonder if, you know, too much of this behaviour... Did I bus lane that? No. You can't say you've 100% bus laned things if you haven't. Yeah, so I wonder if all of the shadows that these are casting and that kind of stuff is going to degrade performance of the game. One would hope not. But you never know. Right, is that about done? That is about done. Let's just do that bit as well for the hell of it. Yep, all right, thank you. Yes, I realise trams are getting old. That's you know, to be expected because I've done very little to kind of upgrade stuff. With my focus so heavily on, you know, building up different places, more places or new places, you know, there's some existing stuff that I haven't looked at in ages. There you go, stick you over there. Right. And as such, there are some properly old vehicles kicking around that could do with more of a look. But anyway, right, now I'm going to need some stops here. I think you've got ahead of yourself a touch. Passengers, bus tram, yeah, I like a bit of bus tram. No, look, flipping the AI is going like, why? It's like land rush. All right, well, that's close-ish to the station. Let's see how it gets on. You, upgrade, put some electric on that. There we are. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that pans out, but you know, it's a little further from the entrance to the station than I would prefer, but you know, I think we'll be all right. Right, and then we'll have another one out here. Now, what was highlighted a couple of episodes ago by, I don't know, about 300 people was the fact that I'd missed a stop on one of my commuter routes. So I'll head back that way in a moment, and we'll fix that up. It was on the Port Nelson kind of internal tram. Do we just go around the outside? I think we'll just go around the outside. Not ideal right now, because obviously, you know, the city centre is where it's at. But you know, I live in hope, or rather I build with success in mind. Oh, hold on. Is this going to work? Do it a bit like this. Right, have you got a consistent route now? You do have a consistent route. That's good. Right, then Kansas City Annex, and then we'll head back the other way. Yeah, and the avenue. Not entirely sure how it gets as far as there. No, you've done something wrong. You've done that twice. You need to. See, this is the mistake I made in. Yeah, okay. In fact, I can even spot why and how I made that mistake now. So then we go there, and then we go back again. Get confused, isn't it? Yeah, get confused going to the main stop twice, and then from the Grove we hit the Annex again, and everybody's good. Everybody good? Looks pretty good. Well, we'll find out. Right, this is going to be the KC commuter. Jolly good. Right, now I think that should have 6 trams on it, which is excessive for the amount of traffic we actually have right now. Cobra, what's that? I think that's European, but obviously you're all going to tell me if I'm wrong. I quite like this Skoda though, you know, and I admit that that's probably European as well, but it's either that or run more flipping Torontos, and I'm bored of them. No, let's go modern. Let's go fully modern. We're going to go with Cobras. 1, please, thank you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is too many. Yeah, definitely too many. Sell it. There we go. We'll go with 4. Set line KC commuter, off you trot. Oh, you know what else? This should have a funky colour. Kansas City. Chiefs playing red. I do quite a lot of stuff in red. Oh, it doesn't really matter. There we are. Here we go. Right, there we are. So, trams, aho. Off we trot. They look pretty sporty, don't they? I mean, that looks pretty good. And hopefully they'll space out a little bit as time goes on. In fact, I know they'll space out a little bit over time, and it'll start to look grand. Right, so there you go. That's Kansas City doing its thing. Good luck to you, and I'll be back to check on your progress. Right, over to Miami. Now, Miami has a small problem at the moment related to this bridge here. No, it's not a problem as such. I've worked around it, but I don't like the workaround particularly. And that is that I couldn't finish off the bridge without the game, you know, giving me all kinds of aggro. So we've gone into single track here, which I dislike, but it does work. And that has come about because we're not ballasted along this section. So the high-risk maneuver that I could try and pull here would be to find the end of the ballasted section. Give me a different look here. Right, find the end of the ballasted section and try and reballast, you know, re-snap the track together. In fact, it is all snapped together, look. Whoa, steady on. See, it is snapped all the way along. We might have to go back the other way. Yeah. I'm going to leave it alone. Sleeping dogs are best left lying. in this particular scenario. So that's what we're going to do. Right, we're going to run a straightforward line from Miami up to Charlotte, and then the Atlanta Grand Central, which is closer to, that's the tram depot you for, which is here, which is probably, I mean, it's called Atlanta Grand Central, but it's closer to Charlotte than it is Atlanta, and then out to Atlanta and then back out again. Okay, and we'll run that in both directions, so that passengers have a choice, and we'll probably end up running 3 or 4 trains on there. So where's our station? This is going to be metro lined. This one. How are we doing for signals? Pretty much none. Okay, well let's do signals first, because that's the wrong way around to do things. One there just next to this station, and then we'll put a double set here, and then we're going to want one on that one, and then we'll want one on that one. Now, I don't think I've actually thrown my freight trains. I don't think I've set freight up on here yet, but it's coming. Don't worry. We'll you know, if I get a wriggle on and not get too distracted, we'll get to that pretty swiftly. Right. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to get this line over there onto that. Yeah, makes sense. Stop me if I get too technical. Right, now, how are you going to do this? How? It's all very well just creeping the track forward a little bit, but you've got, I mean, it's quite an angle we've got to make here. In fact, we're going to have to go out that way some in order to buy ourselves space in order to make that angle work. All right, okay, and then, all right, let's get rid of all of this road. We'll have to stick it back in later on because the road currently doesn't make much sense if I don't. Right. Okay, now. And then we want you over on this side, rather like this. Right, yep, just like that. Now that doesn't leave me a lot of manoeuvring space at that end, and we bleed off a hell of a lot of speed along the way. In other words, friends, that's a terrible, terrible idea. Right, we can back it up a little bit and get this angle a bit more acute. So I would rather that the train had to travel further, but the speed was kept up. And I think if we say 100 is our lowest acceptable speed. Right, so we're heading out that way to get into Atlanta there. Okay, right. So then we take a set of points off. Ooh, I don't know, here-ish, I suppose. All right, let's try that again and see what we get as a result. Yeah, no, like just get it round to about. No, I see 45 is horrible. 55. 60, and then we still need a set of points to get that over. All right, maybe we follow it this way a little bit further and then try the angle. That way, at least, we manage to, you know, we can maintain a decent rate of something or other until, you know, at a decent pace. Until we make the turn for the junction. That's pretty hideous. What have you done there? Have another go at that. See if you can't do it better. All right. Okay. Now from there we want to go. No. It's still pretty hideous there. Look. All right. That's your meeting of the minds. Now you got duplicate track null segment. Yeah, all of the error messages. Give me them all. I can't get enough of your error messages. All right, it's a little better. It likes that. So do I. Okay, right. That's slightly more sporty. Now, if we get round this corner here, what are we talking about in terms of burnt speed. 59. We're going to need to get onto the main line before we hit the station, because there's nowhere else for it to go. There you go. What's that? 53 at the worst, which actually is pretty bad all the way around. That's pretty slow. Now, I'll probably end up taking something like this, because, you know, there's not a lot of choice in the matter, I guess. All right, let's do it. Maybe we can revise a little later on, but I'm not feeling it. And because we're effectively coming in at a right angle. Right, and then do that and come off around here like this. How do you feel about that? You feel pretty grotty about it. Okay. Yeah, you see, it's just going to be better if I go straight on. Oh, you got signals in the way as well, which isn't helpful. Okay, right, well. Okay, let's kill the signals off. Let's get rid of that, because it's rubbish. How far are we going? Yeah, okay, get rid of that as well, because that's also rubbish. Now, come on, for me. For the nice viewers at home that want to see success. That's a little better. It's still not good, but it is a little better. Right, now if we can follow the curve of that, just like that. Here we go. Right, and then we'll follow this all the way back out there. Okay, right, well, fine. There we go. Now, I mean, this particular section of track will also be used by the big Port Nelson extravaganza that at some point will be running the speed dance down it in order to try and set, you know, some North American, some US speed records. Now let's go this way. Now we have got a crossing track there, so that's good. So we can just run it back and forth. Now if we start from here and then head out like this. Right, now 53 is slowish, but you know, it's a set of points. You're never going to set the fastest times ever. I've done this the wrong way around. Should have done the other track first. All right, well, back up and do the other track first then. And actually, I'm still just learning this stuff, because, you know, train fever, of which I have many hundreds of happy hours, trying to pull any kind of a track junction of this kind would leave the game looking at you and laughing with a considerable amount of scorn at your pitiful efforts. Which is probably why this one is also looking at me with no small amount of malevolence, going, "What the hell are you trying to do?" However, that looked quite good. There we go. Eccellente. Right, good. Alright, now that's fine. Bit of a tight angle there, that's okay. This one is a little bit slower than I'd like, but it's a reasonable run down to the Miami passenger station, so you know there's a chance for it to build up a reasonable lick of speed. Now let's signal up here. I've got one on there. Where's my next signals? Nowhere. All right, well we want one here. We want another one there. Although that's not a great place for a signal if these trains are long, but I'm going to have to chance it, I think. Stick another one there, and another. Yeah, see, because of the amount of track merging, I am likely to cause some queuing there, but we'll muddle through. Right, let's put a set up here to allow queues to form, and we'll put another set up here. Because if I can get any kind of traction as far as passenger numbers are concerned, I'm gonna sling as much metal up here as I possibly can. And we'll put one. It's outside the station. It still allows it to move forward though, so yeah, we'll go with that. And then what else? Oh, another one here. Yes, we've got a good block there. That's nice, right? So we want to set up our block signals on this one. Bit of that. That one's already set. I'm going to have to delete this one because that's no use to anybody. Okay, good, right, and then into Atlanta and reversing course, which is going to cause its own level of fun once I try and run more stuff down here. Now, before I press on, I'm going to get this road completed. We won't bother with bus lanes or any such cleverness. Now, what I do fancy doing though, if we start there is almost no chance that this is going to work. Okay, so I started this episode being very critical of the autosave, perhaps in a somewhat jocular manner, but the game then crashed. And so the autosave has the last laugh because it did largely save my bacon. There is, I have had to relay the track we were just looking at, so if it does look a little different to how you recall, that'll be why. Anyway, the reason it crashed, entirely my fault, silly boy, was I was endeavouring to, if we pop this out just a little, come on, about there. Just put a nice flipping road in. Crikey. What I was going to try and do, why do you fight me so vigorously? For crying out loud. Right, I'm going to get medieval with it. Let's not mess about. Let's get this working. Right, give me some bigger road. Right, bigger road. I take that out to there. Right, okay, good. Now, then, off here, I want a bit of smaller road that does that. Okay. I have no idea why you are fighting. It's because there's obviously a flipping snap point problem here. There we go. Right, like that. Thank you. Go. There we are. What I was going to try and do, and I'm going to tell you I'm going to try and do it before we try and do it, is we pull this forward to about there, and then I was going to try and get a bridge to hump over this bit of track to hook up to the next bridge. All right, and I was going to start that from underneath this bridge. As you can see, I mean, it's pretty, inevitable that the game is going to have an issue with that. There you go. See, that's what I wanted. I'll have it. Thank you. All right, connect up nicely. Thank you. Now, can I get that under there? Science pointer, no. I reckon. Although, it's having a go. There we are. Yay! Got underneath it. Really good. Yes. Right, okay. Now, leave that just hanging over there somewhere. We'll bring another road back onto there. Give people a choice. And we'll try and mirror this track as... No, we won't. We'll pop another one over here. Look, we'll bash another bridge over that. And like that. Largely because I've done all the signalling, I've got all the track laid. We're now up to laying routes. So before I get to that, I'll bash in a bunch of meaningless roads. There we go. All right, yeah, that looks quite fun. All right, so this is going to be another one route job, but let's see how it pans out. So we'll start with Atlanta, and then we'll head to Miami. Like so. It's using, using both sides of the track correctly. It's chosen a very nice blue to do here. Then we'll hit up Atlanta Grand Central, and then we'll head up and hit Charlotte. Sure, we'll hit Charlotte, come back, hit Grand Central again, and then we'll hit Atlanta. Right, now you've got some route wonkiness going on here. Or have you? No, that looks exactly as it should. Good. All right, and then so now we hit Atlanta, right? And we're going to run this much like I do my tram lines. In that, we'll then reverse the route. Grand Central, Charlotte. Oh, it's trying something very exciting there. We're not going to see it though, because that's not what I want it to do. And then we'll go down to Miami, and then we head back to Atlanta. I'm still at a loss to understand why it's trying to use that bit of track though. It's an odd choice, and I'm not sure where it's trying to do it. Oh, okay, right. It's doing it over there. No, not what we want. This is not what we're about. Okay, so it's after coming out of Charlotte, we head to Grand Central. So if I were to use one of the signals here as a waypoint, maybe that'll. There you go. That seems to have got it, back into no hold everything. Okay, and then what exactly? So then we go to Atlanta, and then coming back out of Atlanta, we go to Grand Central again. So if we put that on there, what we don't want to be seeing is back and forth on the same bit of track, except for the kind of the final station outing, like here, for example. That should do the trick. It's a slightly convoluted route, I agree, but it should do the trick. All right, okay, so how many stations we talking? 4 stations. So I'm going to run more trains than is advisable. Again, I'm maybe being too casual with this. This is going to be the South Coast. No, this is going to be the Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast. Flyer? No, I don't like Flyer. Gulf Coast. Train. Oh, come on, you've got a greater vocabulary than that. The Gulf Coast thing, the Gulf Coast route, passenger line, express, way, commuter, shuttle. No, I don't like any of these. All of these are terrible. Right, it's the Gulf Coast for time being. We'll give it something slightly more highfalutin a little later on. Right, let's head up to the depot. And this in itself is going to be a bit of a test to see if we can get this working, which of course we can. Right, buy trains. Now, I'm not going to make these terribly large. I'm going to just go with the standard Metro liner. Or am I? 81. Yeah, that's okay. 81's pretty good. And I want something that says Gulf Coast. Well, it's sunny. It's going to be kind of yellowish. Let's go for this. No, let's go for ridiculous yellow. Right, one of those 6 times, 5 times, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. That's 4. Have another one. Not enough money. Flaming heck. All right. Okay. Well, in that case, that's the game telling me exactly how many I'm allowed. Gulf Coast. Hit it. Right. Okay. Well, as I was on the verge of saying there, or perhaps as I did say, I am starting to be a little bit too relaxed as far as keeping an eye on my money is concerned. So, maybe just ease it off a little bit there, Tiger, and let the game make you some cash for a bit. Right, here we are. Let's take an alternate view on the depot. There we go. That is not the colour I asked you to be. So we'll have to do it this way instead. There you go. Sunny! There we are. You're going down to sunshine. That's what's going on there. Hold on, those will be turned on. Let's turn those off. Right, okay, so you're going to fly down there. And actually, I quite like this little depot line we've got going on here, because it doesn't have to chuck a lot of stuff down the main line, which, you know, in turn leads to, you know, plenty of opportunity for exciting camera angles. This is the big boy. Still in service, and, you know, and still vying for top dog as far as the transit of goods is concerned, because it's cheaper than any of the diesels, it goes faster and hauls more. There's not one non-measure by which the big boy doesn't win that game, other than amount of smoke put out. There we go. You are going to make me money, sunshine, or else. Alright, oh look, we've got another one coming in the opposite direction. Admittedly, it's just a metro liner, or possibly the least exciting thing to watch trucking up and down. What have you got on board? 29. Still not making me much cash, but Port Nelson should be making, well, Port Nelson should be growing at a heck of a rate, given the frequency of goods supply that it's getting. And that number is going to go up, because after we're finished tinkering around here in America, which I think probably one more episode of American tinkering, we will head back over to Europe for quite a beefy plan, or quite a beefy scheme. We got another one coming, and that will be something coming back. Hopefully, maybe, possibly, who knows? Anytime you like. Anytime at all. And there we go. Bit of a frame rate judder, but, you know, who's counting? Okay, good. Right, yeah, enough of watching these things not doing any work. Let's go and see where they're getting to. Now, I would imagine... Well, I would imagine nothing. Right, you're stuck. What are you waiting for? Well, you're obviously waiting for a free path, but which free path are you waiting on? Oh, it's because I haven't got any signals on this at all. I haven't got an additional block, so let's put one in. I mean, that might actually have been doing a nice job at spacing those out. Nope, still not interested. That's interesting. That's less than interesting. That's a little disturbing, because you should now have free space, unless I put that signal on the wrong side of the track. There we are. Right, get rid of that. Stick it in here instead. There we are. There we are. That should get him moving. There you are. Okay, right. Let's go find ourselves a Sunshine Metro liner. What are you? There's one now. Good. Whoa! Did you just hammer the brake on? Why was that? You shouldn't have needed to do that. Well, we'll see if the... No, it was quite... I'm just going to see that as some kind of aberration, and nobody's riding on the Kansas City commuter. Good. Yeah, it's always nice to see the money well invested and paying off that investment. Hey, see, look, yeah, we got a goodly amount of stuff running down here, and I think actually that this electrified line might work quite nicely as a shuttle route between different cities. The real trick is going to be trying to get cities to expand where they warrant having more than one station. You know, there would be nothing to stop me putting another station outside Atlanta, but only if the population is going to grow in that direction. That's the real challenge, is getting the population up. Right, here we go. Now then, what have we got waiting? That's not the right station. That's the right station. The Gulf Coast has got 50 people waiting on it. Now, there is going to be a certain amount of cannibalization going on here, and that's, you know, that's not going to be ideal. Because obviously you could take the Gulf Coast instead of the, well, either the Dreamliner or the Intercity to get to your destination. Look, you're missing an all-time... Oh, my goodness me, you're missing so much of a classic shot. right about here should be good. Couple of Alcos passing each other. Metro liner coming through. This is the level of busy we want. A bit more variety of train wouldn't hurt. And I've got no one to blame but myself. But even so, that one's just leaving. These two are a little close together. Don't be so close together, because otherwise you're going to forever be carrying, you know, like 3 people, and that's going to be quite poor. Right, where did that train go? Here we go. Right, heading down to Miami. Most excellent. Right, now I have checked, and I do still have some goods lines to properly set up and activate. So that's what I'll be doing in the next episode. But just to finish this one off, we'll set the commuting services up for good old Miami, who has 3 people waiting for the train. That's, you know, it's always good when they're keen. I'm going to break my own rules here as well. No, hold on. You're not going to break anything, mate. You've got one of those here already. That's a bus stop. Have we got... I don't think I set up a full line, though, did I? All right, it's going to have to be buses here. Nothing else is going to be able to traverse the terrain without a significant amount of griping. So we'll have to settle for buses. But that's okay. You know, it's variety. Right, let's go over here, and then we'll stick one right on the coast there. Someone's going to snap up that prime bit of real estate. And then we'll run all the way down to the far end of the goods station, where there's no crossing. You remember there's no crossing down here. Oh, how am I going to get a crossing over here? I mean, we could maybe muscle a level crossing on. Well, when you say muscle, you mean, you know, draw one little bit of road and it takes first time. Yeah, that's about the size of it. Right, let's give the AI an idea or 3, shall we? Right, and then how about you round onto there? No. How about you leave it alone and let the game work it out? All right, okay. But we will do a bit of this, building up the bank as we get close to the seaside. Put it onto the no. This is where it's going to separate the rough from the smooth, something from this and that. No, you see, you don't like any of that. It's so close though. That's going to look terrific if I can get it to comply. Right, let's make it a little bit more aggressive. And that'll do. Yep, that's pretty good. Now, what about coming out the other way? We don't really need to, but I want to get the AI just thinking about a nice little coastal something or other, a bit like that, and then we'll sling it all the way down there. There you go. That's it. That's nice. Then up to there. There you are. See? Right. Put some houses in. Get with it. Right, yeah, okay, so this is going to be the least used commuter service that I have anywhere on the map. I love it. Right, well, we'll rock another one there. And how are you getting down to your bus station? How are you getting down to your... Okay, it's a pretty rubbish route, but no matter. Right, okay, that should do the trick. New line, please. Hopefully this nice red will show up adequately. All right, I'll go anti-clockwise first. Yep. And then here. Oh, no, missed one. Get rid of... No, just add in. Do it as an add-in. One more, and that's... Or is there 2 more? There is only 1 more. Feels like there should be 1 there, but it doesn't matter. Job done. Right, back to the annex and then head back in the opposite direction. Yeah, the odds I can actually get this to make any money are really, really, really slim. Unless I really, really, really... How many times are you going to say really, man? Honestly, are you a 5-year-old? Unless I properly up the tempo on goods deliveries. Miami commuter. Thank you. And I'm going to try. That's for sure. What would be completely tremendous is if I can get a port on here somewhere, and then maybe turn this into the, somewhere to export over to Madrid. Well, let's have a look. I mean, we're trying to wrap up the episode here, Sunshine, and you're now looking at, can we get a cargo port on here? Well, so be it. And what do you say? Can't align a terrain. You can align it though, can't you? There you are. Where's my... So if I were to get rid of this really quite well thought out sort of... Oh, hello. I think we can make that work, I'm going to stick that in there now. We've got to make the road work. Do we use this lower bit? We don't use the lower bit. Yeah, all right, I'm going to stick that in there now because, otherwise it will be another good idea that just failed to materialize. Oh, it's got a bit of a tunnel. Hey, how about that? That's great. Can we do anything with this? We can. We might have to use a bit of skinny road for this one. Give me skinny road. Wait for it. Pull that around as far as you can, which is actually really quite far. Okay, and then up to here. Too much slope. Yeah, I should say it probably is. Oh, that's a pity. We're not going to be able to get... We could go under, though. Right, so if we came under and then emerged over there, I think the odds of that working is pretty remote. Oh, one building will be removed. What if I do that? 3 buildings will be removed. But the road does work. Okay, well that's pretty crazy. What about a fatter road? Too much slope. Pity. Okay, well that's interesting. I don't really want to mess around with this for any longer than I have to. Although arguably none of this is necessary, so it doesn't really matter, does it? There are 3 buildings. Yeah, sacrifice them to the tunnel gods. There we are, just because it's... I don't know. Is there a... I mean, you're going to need some kind of a... You're going to need a truck stop there, aren't you? I bet you haven't thought about that until now, until this very minute. Why are we continuing to record? We're finished. The episode's done, mate. You just, go on and go and have a couple of biscuits or something. Can we... The likelihood I can get this on here is... virtually 0. Surely. If not virtually 0, I would probably go for actually 0. Too much slope. Terrain alignment collision. Yeah, it's chucking everything at you. See, that would be a nice place for it. And it's got to be in the catchment area of the dock. Otherwise, this dock you have built for nothing. Okay, right, well, we can get rid of the road because we've got, although it's got that nice little tunnel bit going on. Get rid of all of that, right? And then this just has to be close enough to the port itself so that the road is in the catchment area. So you see, we could do, we could spin it around like that. And have this at the top end of the tunnel, which is in the right place. Too much slope. Okay, right. Well, that's close. Sorry, we've gone on a detour, friends. The game's still rolling though, so we'll find out what it's doing in a minute. Let's shrink it down a bit. Right, and then flatten it back out. You might think, well, isn't that, aren't you wasting your own money just by doing the same thing and then undoing it again? No, I'm not, because if that comes off, it's basically just bought a little bit more space for this to not collide. There, see, look, it'll do that. And it's in range of the port. Right, well, if I were to put it around there, it's a gamble, but if I can get the road to connect onto there, there's a chance I can take the road somewhere else as well. Like that. Haha. Because this will take it closer to the station, will it? No, the station's over there. You're already close to the station. Sort of. Alright, well, look, let's reconnect all of that up. And then we've actually lost nothing. See, there we go. We've got the we've got a potentially functioning port idea. Although we are going to need another truck stop opposite the station, close to the station. No storage. What do you look like? Pretty freaking huge. Now I don't want to cannibalize too much space within Miami. Because Miami's not got that much space to get big. Oh, we could plonk this all the way over here, look. And as you can see, it is still in range of the station. Alright, well, how about we do that then? Right about there. I don't like it. We'll try it. We'll see what we get out of it. Okay, right. Now, have we got any passengers waiting? Yes. Have I put buses on this line yet? No, because you got distracted by putting something pointless out there instead. We also need to connect this back up by road. As you can see, Atlanta is complaining about not being able to get to Miami. And that's because I have removed everything other than the train as a connection betwixt the two. Too much slope and a terrain alignment. It did just chucking everything at me. Come on, you can do this. You can do that. Maybe I'm being too aggressive in my road selection. As if that were a thing. No, okay, right. What about a little medium effort? Connection's not possible. Too much slope. All right, I don't much like it. It's made that bit of road a bit lumpy, but we have at least now got our country road out of town. Yep, there we are. Okay, so Miami's going to pay off. Once I get buses going on there, it's going to have a greater chance of paying off. I don't know. It's not a good chance of paying off, but there we go. Right, so that's you connected back up. I wonder if that actually killed that warning off. It did. Hooray! Right, buses. Last thing to do, and then we can go and do something else for a minute. Right, road depot. Oh, that's why I wanted to do country roads, because I was going to put a depot on it. There we are. It is a little bit out of town, but I don't want to use up the real estate. Right, passengers. Let's go for something that's American. The Wright streetcar. I have no idea if that's American or not. Probably isn't, but I'm sure you'll tell me. Let's have 3 of those. Let's have 4 of them. Never have 3 when you can have 4. Miami commuter. There we go. Right. You know what else I should do with that? I should give them a nice colour. And we will go with orange to continue our sunshine theme. Excellent. Right, that will wrap it up for today. You've had more than enough. I mean, you know, these are supposed to be 20 minutes long, you know. That's not a good looking bus, is it? Yeah, it's supposed to be 20 minutes long. You had more than that, but, you know, I guess some people quite like that. Thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. In the next episode, we're going to finish off America for the time being. This will involve the acquisition of new goods trains and the setting up of goods freight by air. there's almost no situation under which that's not going to be completely disastrous. You're not going to want to miss it. So subscribe to this channel to make sure you don't miss out, and chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Cheerio.